Tasty Tuesday, everybody. You know what? I get a lot of questions on where do the locals in Key West eat? Well, considering the fact Key West isn't that big of an island, they eat where you eat whenever you come to visit. But it's just like when you're at home, especially if you live in a tourist area, you don't go out every night. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But, you eat in and then you go out and you have your favorite haunts and your local places that you love to go to. So let's run through some of the list. And some of these are, I think you've been to, but it's one of those instances where you're like, oh yeah, that looks like a local. So here's the thing, there are the tourist traps, and sometimes locals just love to go to even the tourist traps. They're fun. You've got music, they cater to a fun environment, and sometimes it's just fun to pop in and check out those places. So we're going to dig fork first into where the locals go. As I'm going through this live, let me know if you guys have your favorite places that you love and you keep going to every single time you are in Key West. But today we're thinking conch chowder, we're thinking food trucks, we're thinking lobster mac, and the freshest seafood you'll ever taste. So local favorites, off the beaten path. This is where the fishermen eat and the locals meet, if you want to look for a quote on that. One of my favorite places, and you see a lot of people come in and do takeout, is Garbo's Grill. And this obviously is in part of the section where you've got people who are coming in and they're grabbing their to-go meals and they're working through all of their to-do lists. But you've got Garbo's Grill, and it's right there with Hank's Hair of the Dog. And I have to tell you, I tell you this all the time. Be sure to check out that white peach sangria. That is one of my go-to drinks every time I go to Hank's. But the live music is amazing. The Korean barbecue tacos, the live music. It's dog friendly. You can go there and walk over there, hang out, bring the dog, and just have fun. Remember, this place was featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and it's now moved locations since then. So don't go looking for it if you're looking at that old episode. If you're in the mood for Cuban food, one of the very favorite places that a lot of people head out to is El Siboney. It's in Old Town, and the locals just go crazy for the large portions, the reasonable prices. And I think if this is something that you're looking for, head off the beaten path. Go over there and check it out. If you want to head out and have more of a view and not be part of Old Town, go over to Stock Island. Check out Mac's Stock Island Kitchen. You have outdoor dining with marina views, and they have an interesting, eclectic American Southern type of menu, and they do a great Sunday brunch. They do have free parking, so you can head over there, and it's a place to take the car out and head out, and it's free parking. If you're looking for seafood and all of those yummy Florida flavors, you can head over to Eaton Street Seafood Market on Eaton Street. They have a lot of things that you can take out to go, and I'm in Florida because you can hear all of the air conditioners going. But you can buy fresh, catch, or you can grab a to-go order or a grouper sandwich. They have the Key West Pinks you can check out over there. Another place that's really fun just to go, just to hang out and enjoy the ambiance, is First Flight, and that's in the old Pan Am location, and they have a really cool back patio area. It's very outdoorsy. It's got a nice vibe. Of course, most locals don't sit outside in the middle of summer. It's just too hot, and they'll be taking those air-conditioned and fan seats inside. But they have a great beer because they're a microbrewery there. It's the southernmost microbrewery, so you can go check that out. I know you've seen a ton of locals over at Schooner Wharf Bar. 2 happy hours. The first one starts around 7 a.m. You can have breakfast, lunch, dinner over there. You listen to live music. They have great food. And you're just going to get in with the locals and people just coming off the boats and having a great time. Of course, I love their tuna nachos over there. I just think those are great. Another place for seafood that I think is an amazing place is the Conch Seafood Republic. And if you go over there during happy hour, it's at the bar. It's a buy one, get one, and you get those little tokens. And here's the thing, we've all collected those tokens. They don't expire. You can collect those tokens and bring them back for happy hour. Let's say you've got people coming in town, or you're wanting to have more of a brunch. Check out, obviously, Blue Heaven. You're going to have iconic Key West. You're going to have the roosters. You're going to have the sandy floors, and you're going to have some of the best hangover food ever. You're going to have the lobster Benedict, the key lime pie with the mile high meringue. If you're just looking for a place, though, that you just want to stop in, grab something, and go, try Old Town Bakery. I love their pastries over there. It's a great place just to check out the pastries. They have the ginger snap crust key lime pie, and I love their brownies. I'm not a brownie person, but I do love their brownies. And they have an awesome cup of coffee. Speaking of coffee, of course you've seen a bunch of locals walk into any location of the Cuban Coffee Queen. They grab their con leche, they grab their, it's either hot or cold. They grab their Key Wester or their breakfast sandwiches. They're over there for their coffee, and they're going to want to get fueled up for their day. A little something more upscale, and I wouldn't say that people go there all the time, would be Bagatelle. I just love having lunch there. Their lobster mac is amazing, and it's a great place just to pop in. They have a great happy hour, so be sure to check that out. But let's say you're looking for something a little more around sunset. So you want to sip something and enjoy sunset. Of course, you've got Latitudes, and that would be a place that you would go if you are wanting to celebrate something very special. You have to have a reservation. You have to have, there's a dress code over there. You're going to hop that ferry, and you're going to head over to one of the best sunset views in the Keys. So be sure to check out the dress code. Even for lunch, there's a dress code. Of course, I see a lot of locals that just grab a drink over at Sunset Pier and then walk over to Mallory Square and enjoy just the sunset celebration and all of the fun that goes with that. You have the live music. You can snag one of those tropical colored tables and just sit there and enjoy the view. Of course, Hog's Breath Saloon, iconic bar in Key West. You're probably going to head over there based on who's playing that night. A lot of the celebrities pop into Hog's Breath because it is an iconic bar. They do have great drinks, and they do have those famous musical guests that stop in and play. If you're heading off of Mallory Square, a great place to stop in for Cuban food is El Maison de Pepe. You can grab a mojito to go and enjoy the sunset, or you can stick around and enjoy the music, salsa a little bit, and then head home. If you're thinking, you know what, I want something a little sweet, Kermit's Key Lime Pie Shop, can't beat that. You have the pie on a stick that's dipped in chocolate. I think that's a vacation no matter where you are, whether you are local or visiting. If you're looking for something, again, upscale, but don't want to take the boat over to Latitudes, of course, there's always Louie's Backyard. I think it's a great place that has a waterfront view, great place for a romantic dinner. Of course, you have Manja Manja, you have Santiago's Bodega, and that I would make sure you have reservations there. And of course, DJ's Clam Shack. Grab one to go and go sit out and watch the sunset. So, I guess the bottom line is, where do the locals eat? Where you do. Just think about if you live in a tourist town, like I said at the beginning, you're going to have your local favorites. So if you go out to North Roosevelt, there's a lot of non-chain restaurants out there, and some locals will eat out there as well. And some of them then go up further into Big Pine and up into Sugarloaf and on up. And there's some restaurants up there because that's where they live, not necessarily in Key West. But for those that are in Key West and work in Key West, they're busy. And much like when you're home and doing your job and doing your stuff, there's sometimes you just want to go out and grab something real quick, and you've got your favorite places, and sometimes they're chain restaurants and sometimes they're local favorites, but there's so many restaurants and bars to choose from in Key West. It's 2x4 island, remember, and there's over 300 bars and restaurants, and so there's always a chance you're going to run into a local. But here's the thing. When you head over to FunInKeyWest.com and you check out things to do, and there's walking tours, here's what I would suggest. Book a walking tour, be it a ghost tour or a historical tour or a food tour. Go on a walking tour. These are going to be people who live in Key West or in the area, and they'll tell you their favorite places. They'll tell you what they like for breakfast, their go-to places for happy hour, and sometimes they'll get you in on a little hidden gem. So be sure to check that out. There's lots of more guides, lots more. That's not right, is it? There's a ton more guides over on FunInKeyWest.com on where to eat, and check out our island-inspired recipes. We have a bunch of recipes over there that use ingredients that are easy to find in most grocery stores to help you recreate that island vibe, that island flavor when you get back home. I'm Michele with Fun in Key West. I hope you have some new places to check out, or you feel comfortable about going where you're going and don't feel like you're getting suckered into a tourist trap. When you're over at FunInKeyWest.com, sign up for our happy hour list, sign up for our book club. There's a lot of fun stuff happening. In the meantime, let me know what your favorite place is to go. Where do you guys go every single time you're in Key West? What is your must-go places? And I might add it to my list. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.